freezer.
Hey, great! Side effect they could never figure out.
I'm feeling better. I think I'll go check the stand. The big beach festival is this weekend. We have to be open for that. If we don't make some money, we'll lose our lease.
Max, it is out of the question.
She's right. We're too sick. The dream is in question. Describe your best friend.
Ooh, Dorothy, that's a really good question.
Oh, yes, and I'd love to hear the answer.
Well, my best friend is a woman. Someone I have a great deal in common with.
She pretty?
Yeah, she's attractive.
Attractive as in wholesome?
Or attraction early? Was it as cathartic as you thought?
Well, I don't know if cathartic is the word.
You should do what I do. I find if I repeat a word that's confused me, I look smarter than I really am. Like, was it cathartic? Oh, I've had a cathartic.
Finally came to me. Why not take the best features of each lady to create one perfect lady? That is what you see. You know, it is not hard to understand why you are such good friends. You complement each other very well indeed.
Thank you, Laszlo.
Oh, one more. You're slouching. You're trying to pretend you're not tall. You do it all the time.
I do not.
Yes, you do. Ever since you changed schools in the 4th grade, the kids thought you were the substitute teacher. Well, girls, I did it. I finally broke down and bought that dress I've been eyeing for a month.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to wear the same silk one you wore to last year's banquet.
Oh, no, I changed kids.
Yeah, but she had to leave 2 behind. I think if they cross state lines, it's a parole violation. Sophia, you mean you're moving for good? Not for good. I'm just going to help them raise the kids. I'll be back as soon as they graduate from high school. Let's see, they're 14 now. That should be about 10, 12 years. Beloved brother, Fluffy.
You're going to have to do better than that, Rose.
Oh, give us some credit. The woman has never told a lie in her life. Nobody does it great the first time. Look, the truth is, I can't stop tonight because I'm afraid. I don't know if I can.
So many books.
That's why they call it a library. It's from the Latin librarius, which means so many books. I'm sure you'll find something you want.
I do believe you're right.
Please, just do it. Please. Please. Pretty please.
Oh, all right. Don't beg. You sound just like your Uncle Carmine after he'd been away on a goat drive.
So you're not going to tell us what happened?
Nope. Well, Sophia, that's your choice, but I think you're making a mistake. He's
the best. Going home brought back a lot of nice memories. And at my age, it's nice to have someone to share it with. Oh, I almost forgot. Here, this is for you.
Your antique earrings.
How?
Oh, George, what a great 3 days. This has been a wonderful honeymoon.
It should be. You waited long enough.
I'm glad it was red wine and not white.
Why? White's easy to get out.
I know, but I spilled some red meat on this jacket at lunch, and I wouldn't want your dry cleaner to think I was gauche. Oh, thanks.
I think I'll run along now. Nice meeting you, Mr. John Quinn.
Thank you. Same here. Blanche,
Devereaux. Good night. And I want you to know that poor, sick, helpless pig in there appreciates what you're doing, too. I'm going to look in on baby. You're the best friends I've ever had in my life. I feel terrible.
I feel miserable.
Let's go shopping.
Oh, come on, Ma. I mean, Phil would look pretty stupid doing that by himself.
Rose. Oh, Rose.
Blanche, what's wrong?
I never finished reading this letter from Mary.
Barry was the man that I wanted to be the first.
First where?
On Mars, Rose. My first lover.
Well, so what happened?
Stanley. That's what happened. Stanley. I went to a drive-in with Stanley.
Believe who's gonna be there? Dom DeLuise.
Wow!
Lonnie Anderson.
Wow!
Charles Nelson Riley. Charles Nelson Riley.
Wow, who else?
John Forsythe. Mr. John Forsythe.
President.
Oh, well, I'm a member of the Sierra Club, and Blanche belongs to the Daughters of the Confederacy.
And I'm a member of the Otto Club of St. Olaf. Well, actually, I'm an honorary member. My name's not Otto.
I don't think that group could be considered subversive.
Subversive?
The wives is because what they have under the sheets at home is less than satisfying.
Oh, really, Mr. 30 Seconds?
Dad.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. We're both being very insensitive.
How are you feeling, kitten?
Fine, Grandma.
You're full of it, but that's okay. A brave...
Are we ready?
I reckon so. How do I look?
They won't be able to take their eyes off. Try to explain why we did it.
No, leave me alone.
Now, just be a second.
Rose, we are not leaving this spot until we talk this out. I don't care if it takes all night.
How could you do this to me? I thought you were my friend.
We are, Rose, and what we did out of friendship.
Friendship. You made me look
Not possibly begin to comprehend the terrible trauma a gorgeous woman goes through when she realizes her beauty is starting to fade.
And who do you see when you look at me, Blanche? Joe Papatone?
All my life, my beauty has outshone every other woman's. But no more. Now people...
Pentecost, please, somebody stop the bleeding.
Pussycat, leave a few scraps for the other two nudniks. You never know when I might need a good neurosurgeon.
These people are not nudniks. They are brilliant, accomplished scientists, and I'm wiping the floor with them. Hear about your frickin' cousin.
That was very interesting, Rose, but now that I've heard you, I think I'll probably just plead insanity.
You look perfectly sane to me.
High praise, indeed.
You spend one more night like this. You're coming with me to the Rusty Anchor.
Blanche, I told you, I am so uncomfortable with strangers.
Now, don't blame yourself. They're just as uncomfortable with you. It all stems from your low self-esteem.
What are you talking about?
Dorothy, if you felt better about yourself, you'd want to get out and do it.
Well, at least I'm not bitter.
I always assumed I'd be kept by a younger man.
It's not too late. They get younger every day.
Always wanted to try new things, see new places. But before I had a chance to do something like hop a tramp steamer, I met up with a lady by the name of Elizabeth Ann Bennett. She had the cutest little smile, tiniest button nose, and the most incredible...
You use Blanche for your own depraved pleasures, and then betray her by casting her aside like yesterday's garbage, are you?
Certainly not.
You sure? Because it would really help me out.
Oh, so you're asking about George.
Oh, because he's been in love from afar, and that was just his way of approaching. But he lost his nerve at the door.
Look, if you are right, I think you're taking this too lightly. Sure, he may be infatuated with you, but he also might be some kind of nut.
Oh, I tell you, the boy's in love. Rose.
Brains in your ascot? Where'd you get the idea I was a wealthy widow?
Oh, J. Giordano.
I just told him that so he'd take me to bingo.
You are the wealthy widow?
I can't even keep a minimum balance in my checking account.
My regards to your lovely family.
I don't know what you're so upset about.
Why can't grief take a holiday?
Oh, it does, Rose, it does. Eventually it comes to Miami like everyone else.
Oh, my God.
I don't believe it. Barry Glick is in town. Oh, I haven't seen him since high school.
It's very nice to meet you, too.
Dorothy's done nothing but talk about you for weeks. Rose. Every time she mentions your name, she practically glows. Rose. I think she's really very smitten with you. Rose. He's a priest, isn't he?
I forgot how much I love to travel.
You see, Jimmy, you put one foot in front of the other, that's all it takes. We're going to get you out of here. We're going to get you to that counselor.
Oh, no, we're not going to any counselor.
I thought you were tired of isolating.
Oh, I am. Dorothy, you're the first person I've trusted in years, and
I remember it so well, just like it was yesterday. That night under the dogwood trees, the air thick with perfume, and me with Billy. Or Bobby. Yeah, Bobby. Yeah, it was Bobby. Or was it Ben?
What's a nice boy like you doing with ulcers anyway? You got a job that pays and a girl who'll do anything for you. Anything. You will, won't you, Dorothy?
I'll take that as a have a good time.
Don't worry, Mrs. Petrillo. I'll have your little girl home at a reasonable hour.
Don't bother. You kids have fun. I won't wait up. Have her back by Tuesday.
How many times do I have to tell you not to listen in on my conversations?
About twice a year. Like your phone is ringing off the hook. Like you got such a full social calendar. You're the only person who ever got a refund on call waiting.
All right, Ma, all right.
Oh, Dorothy, high school reunions.
Sewing shop on 4th Street, and in the back they got this thimble museum I've always wanted to go to. You know, you could put in a thimble what most people know about thimbles. Well, no, that's not mine. They tell that one down at the Thimble Museum.
You actually had a good time at a thimble museum?
Community service. You know, back home we didn't have a community organization for females. Unless you count Miss Maggie's house on the hill. Those girls would stand on their heads for you. Of course, I heard that cost you $10 extra.
Blanche! Well, I want everybody there for my moment of triumph, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Fun? Don't you understand? They will be there together.
But Blanche, they're here together.
But Dorothy, that's different. We're talking about going out in public. Oh, what are people going to say?
Probably nothing we haven't heard before.
Oh, Clay. Well, I was just telling...
So goodbye.
Bye-bye. Come back soon.
We forgot something.
We forgot to get a new place.
You're kidding.
Don't worry about it. We just need a roof over our heads for a couple of days while we look. Doesn't have to be anything fancy.
And they live in St. Olaf's?
Yes.
Oh, you must be very proud of them.
I am. So when was it you visited St. Olaf?
Oh, Lord, it must be 50 years ago now. I went to a wedding.
Yeah, she's guilty. I saw her.
Please sit down.
Mrs. Petrillo, where were you on the night of September 4th, 1985?
Did you see Awakenings? Throw a ball at me. How the hell should I know? I don't even remember what color underwear I'm wearing.
Ma, the beginning of September.
In New York, you think he has time to write letters home?
Hi, Grandma.
Don't hi me. You can't pick up a phone and call your own grandmother?
You look terrific, Grandma.
I know. So give me a kiss already.
Honey, I want you to meet my dear friend Blanche. Blanche, this is my son, Michael.
I would get up, but I've thrown my back totally out of whack.
Said to prepare for our roles, we must become cats. That's why I've been playing with your ball of yarn. And Blanche has been making those high-pitched screeching sounds in her room at night.
You've been practicing for this part for a lifetime, haven't you? Ma, listen.
It's an ancient Scandinavian midnight snack.
I guess after a night of pillaging and raping, a Viking wants a little something to go with his cocoa.
Well, the smell got awful.
Yeah, just when you're about ready to throw up from the stench, that's when they're done. Who wants some?
Rose, if...
Did you
hear that, Dorothy? Surprise parties make Blanche want to throw up.
Honey, why don't you go and take that bath, and we'll just forget the fact that, that today is really your birthday.
Well, I don't see how anybody can hate birthday.
Maury took them to have them clean. Dorothy, I still can't believe it happened. I've never been so humiliated.
Ma, honey, there's no reason for you to be embarrassed. He plays tricks on everybody.
I'm talking about on my way home. My belt came loose in front of a construction site. Nobody whistled and 2 guys went home sick.
And when she felt that she wouldn't be missed, she slipped out of the dining room and headed upstairs. Kendall had let himself into Blanche's room while she was in the shower and was making himself comfortable.
Leave. My secret admirer wants me to meet him for lunch.
Oh, Blanche, I can't believe you're going to do it. I mean, sure, the flowers are nice, but, honey, are you sure you know what you're getting yourself into?
Oh, come on, Dorothy. How much trouble can I get into in a public place?
How soon we forget the Greyhound Terminal incident.
Hey, I got an idea. I'm feeling a little frisky. Did you ever make love in the out of doors?
Miles, no. Well, just once. Charlie and I went to St. Olaf's most romantic outdoor trysting place.
Ma, don't you remember? I told you, Stan and Chrissy got a divorce.
I thought you said Stan and Chrissy got a horse. I'm 80, you gotta enunciate. Don't get me wrong. Horse, divorce, I could care less. I just hate being left with egg on my face.
All right, Stan, with the story.
Oh, fine, but then you'd miss the joke between the 2 crows on the telephone wire.
The gist of the story, Rose.
Well, in the last panel, Sonia tells her mother, and her mother understands.
She's 125. You can't pry the yogurt out of her hands.
I'll get the papers from my office.
Okay, Sophia, let's go.
Go where? That's not Lillian.
You said you were Lillian.
You think I'm in here?
We have something to talk to you about. We are worried about you. Now, maybe it's none of our business, but all that time that you spend with those pathetic wimps from the center, you should spend looking for a job.
But those wimps need me.
But, Rose, honey, you have your own problems.
Look, you are 55, unemployed, your husband is dead.
Dorothy, Rose, talk to me. You girls have got to believe me.
We believed you once, Blanche. We're not falling for it again.
Falling for what? I told you the truth.
Oh, Blanche, come off it. You really expect us to believe that Gil was Ely?
And I saw her eat some sausages and peppers.
I saw her eat some fettuccine Alfredo and fried mozzarella.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, and then this afternoon she had the cannelloni and the mushrooms with gorgonzola.
Bring her a plate of those. Those were great. Rose, go.
Oh, and the milk duds. Remember, you had those 2 boxes of milk duds.
And I won't take no for an answer.
Oh, yeah? Take this for an answer. All right, Cheswick. You rented the monkey suit, you might as well get your money's worth. But if anybody cute asks me to dance, make yourself scarce.
Once I have you in my arms on that dance.
Yes. Oh, Mr. Ninnervini, my ice skating coach, said I should wear weights to strengthen my ankles. Well, I'm off to the grocery. Can I bring you anything?
Is that as fast as you can go?
Yes.
Don't get any dairy.
Bother you one more time.
10 packs is all I can give you. I told you that on the plane.
I just want to know which way to the baggage claim. Oh, thank you. And thanks again for the wings.
Rose, I knew that was you.
Oh, honey, what are you doing here?
The country club. And every year he'd say we were just going to have a nice, quiet little dinner. Then we'd walk into the dining room, and the lights would go on, and our friends, all from the finest families, would yell, "Surprise!" And every year I'd pretend to be surprised. It always made George so happy.
But good Lord, how could you fake it every year?
Well, Dorothy, we hope to think you can be just as dopey at 82.
So, do you want to get a divorce?
Hey, I'm Catholic. I don't need a divorce on my record with St. Peter in spitting distance. I say we get separated.
Fine. That's a better idea.
Now, you have to go in there and set Sven straight, and the longer you wait, the harder it'll get.
I know you're right, and I will.
Of course she's right. You know, I once made the same mistake myself. I was dating a guy my parents could not stand. He used to come over to the house during...
There's only one way to handle this.
Rose! Rose, no! Rose! Rose, don't go out! Rose, come back here!
Don't worry, Dorothy. I was trained in psychology back in St. Olaf.
That doesn't count, Rose. In St. Olaf, they think that Freud is a way to cook chicken.
Excuse me, miss. But do you know how smashingly lovely your eyes are?
Oh, please. I'll bet you talked to Dorothy and she sent you out on this mission of mercy. So just take a hike, teabag.
I beg your pardon, I don't know who this Dorothy is. I don't know any of the
girls.
Can you imagine being the one to put your mother in jail?
It was just a theory.
Follow that lady to Guilt City.
Now, stop it. Now, stop it. Look, nobody's to blame for this.
She's rationalizing.
Look, instead of pointing fingers, I thought we were going to try to find a way out of this.
Well,
Nothing.
what? The nothing? What's the nothing?
The nothing is a nothing. I mean, if it were something, I'd call it something. Besides, there are more important things to talk about. Is that Ramaki?
Dorothy, you're keeping a secret from us. I can't believe it. I tell you everything. I told you a secret last night.
What? That you're not a... No, I know. I'm sorry, honey. I'm just scared.
Well, it's understandable.
No, it's surprising. You know, when I was married to Stan, there were moments when I'd look at my life and think, oh, my God, what if I lost him? Well, I guess you can't just turn your back on 38 years of living because part of me feels that way right now. And oh, Stan, they're beautiful. They're just absolutely beautiful, but I mean, it's too much.
I know. I can't believe how expensive roses got since the last time I sent them to you.
Yeah, well, everything's gotten more expensive since Truman left office. Stan, listen, we really have to talk about last night.
We sure do.
He needs to be alone with me. What did you do? Well, what else? I gave him my key to our room. Now let me have yours, Rose. You can bunk with Dorothy and Sophia tonight.
But we were going to be roomies.
Either you're bunking with them or you can sleep in the closet.
Closet?
Give me that key.
It turned up 3 days later.
Where'd it turn up, Dorothy?
Cadet never lies.
Ladies and gentlemen, several weeks ago I brought a letter to the attention of our premier. He was so moved by its childlike simplicity, he requested to meet with the little girl who wrote it.
You're not telling us?
Oh, all right. I twisted my arm. Girls, Laszlo's asked me to pose for one of his sculptures.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. Look here. He gave me the key to his building. I have my first session with him tomorrow morning.
Wow.
Yeah, well, he says he's always wanted to do a piece on the mature woman, and he thinks I'm just
As pretty as you did 30 years ago.
But I don't.
No, you don't.
What?
You look prettier. No, I mean it. The face and the figure and that smile. Oh, it's all gotten better. Unless it's just my...
They didn't want to make eye contact with anybody going to the 5th floor of the sperm floor.
I think you're overreacting.
Perverts looked at us like we were perverts. I know that look.
I thought it'd be more bank-like.
Marks. When he finally cooled down, he realized that he loved me more than anything in the world, which was lucky for me because I never needed him more than I did then.
I don't think that's going to happen with my dad.
No, you never know. Fathers can surprise you sometimes.
And it was the legitimacy and the honesty and the reality that they brought to almost every episode, and the juxtapositions of some very serious stuff that we did over the years with...
Fully has a gun.
This is a toy.
He has been holding us hostage all this time with a toy gun.
I can't believe it.
Neither can I. Dorothy, you call yourself an Italian? You can't tell the difference between a toy and a real piece?
This is wonderful.
No, it is not wonderful, Dorothy. I was lying in bed eating, and if I don't get up and walk around, I'm going to become as big as a hippo. And life, if I can still call it that, has to go on in one form or the other, so here I am. I'll just spend my remaining years in the company of women. Only reason I'm sticking around is to read Danielle Steele's next book.
Oh, Eddie, I want you so bad.
Nothing.
I can't help it. He looks so cute in that little suit. Is something wrong, Dorothy? Yes, Eddie, there is something wrong. Eddie, we have to... Eddie, stop doing that with your lip. Doing what? That sexy, quivering thing in the corner of...
You want to eat some ice cream? That's not a bad idea. Okay, Rose, go get it. I'm too weak from disappointment. Well, I'm disappointed too. Oh, so what? Dorothy, make her get it.
Get it, Rose.
Why are you two being so mean to me?
Because we're in bad moods and because we remember...
Have you seen my mother?
She mentioned something about having a headache. I think she's in her room.
Hanging herself.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Oh, how are you feeling?
Oh, much better. Say, how about going out to dinner, have some fun?
Mama, can we talk for a minute?
I'll make the reservations. Where would you like to eat?
I want you to be part of...
I'll tell you what. I'll drop the film off when I pick up our tickets to the Philharmonic today.
Philharmonic?
Yep. Beethoven Sonata number 29. 1 week from tonight, just you and me under the stars. Well, aren't you excited?
I'm lactating.
Oh, this is boring.
I know how we could make the time go faster. We could sing a work song like they do on the railroad. Just follow my lead. Gonna stuff a chicken.
Gonna stuff a chicken.
Like my mama taught me. Like my mama taught me.
Well, this isn't solving anything. I'm going to call the manager. Hello? Hello? Great. The phone's dead.
It makes no difference. You only get lies from that scum-sucking pig.
Look, would you mind going downstairs and telling the scum sucker we want to see him?
Okay.
Really sorry. I promise that I will say Hail Marys until Madonna has a hit movie.
Hi. Here's my $8. Let's get started, Dorothy.
Oh, I'm not Dorothy, she is.
I'll give you $4. Let's get started.
How would you like your rear end?
Ensure that she would win the job as his assistant. Then she got the other key to the room from that woman there. She rushed up to the room. She tore off her clothes.
That's Velcro. It just gives the illusion of a tear.
She flung her dress on the bed. She slipped into a negligee and a...
Get away from the door. That's it. All right, now, why don't we get this celebration on its feet? Let's sing a few Christmas carols. Does everybody know Silent Night?
Know it. I wrote it.
You did not.
Yes, I did. I'll prove it. Silent night.
Midget.
Nana's not a midget. He's my oldest and closest friend.
I didn't know Alvin that long, but I thought we were getting close. I can't believe he just walked away.
Fernanda was always there for me. Whenever I was scared or down about something, I'd just roll over.
Dorothy in her wedding gown. Look how scared the groom looks.
Come on, Blanche, you're on in 1 minute. You sit over there, and Dorothy, you get touched up, and Sophia, come on, I'll see if I can find you a seat in the audience. Hurry up, honey.
This one.
You're a college professor?
Well, what did you think I meant when I said I taught Hemingway?
I thought you were old.
I want you to meet some people, Rose. Gail, Lillian, it's my friend Rose.
How do you do?
Hello, Miles.
It seems sudden, but there is something very important I want to ask you.
Anything, Ted.
May I cut in?
Oh, hell.
Hey, Stan, it's good to see you. What a coincidence, huh? Look, I'll be back at the table. No, it's okay. Hey, we've got all night. You two enjoy, huh?
Gatling, party of two.
Hi, Rose. Blanche around?
She's just showing the girls some makeup tricks before we go to the movies. Anything I can do?
No, thanks. I just need to talk to somebody.
Oh, I get it. You have a problem and you don't think that I'm sufficient.
Incessantly. Rose, I come over in the morning, and you hum as you're cleaning the house.
It's free music, Miles. I think you'd like that.
God forbid we get into an elevator where there's music.
You made your point. I hum.
Boy, do you hum.
Listen, Scrooge.
Scrooge?
Out of the Middle East he's from.
I just won the raffle over at the movie theater. Tickets to the world premiere of Mr. Burt Reynolds' new movie tomorrow night.
That's nice.
And passes for me and my two best friends to the private party afterwards to be hosted by none other.
Come on. Give me a minute. I'll think of something.
Love you to meet my roommates. Unfortunately, they're not home right now. I'll talk to you later, darling.
Oh, it's making me crazy.
I give up.
Look at me.
What?
You're getting a cold.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Tomorrow you'll have a cold.
What is this, the cut? Non c'è pensare.
I can't believe you're denying your own mother.
Denying her what?
Springsteen tickets, Rose. Will you please stay out of this?
Dorothy is trying to keep Augustine and me apart.
They're absolutely adorable, Matt. Dorothy, how could you?
If he does, tell him to come by my room.
Who can that be at this hour?
Maybe it's Blanche's date.
Oh, he better not show up here. I'll get it.
Hi, everyone.
Can't believe this.
I'm sorry, Rose, but I have to grade you like everybody else.
Well, look, Dorothy, you made a mistake. I got that question right.
Rose, the question was, who was the leader of the Third Reich? You wrote Fritz Stickelmeyer, your high school history teacher. The correct answer...
It's last minute, so we'll take short, bald, fat.
I'm sorry, Sophia, but I've already pawned Rose off on his fat friend. He's a lighting director.
Blanche, I've never been out with a fat lighting director.
What do we talk about? How should I know, honey? Talk about light bulbs.
That's a good idea.
On the snare drum. I was agreeing.
Blanche, how was the concert?
It is amazing how music that loud can be so boring.
And Miles?
Oh, even more boring than the music. All he did all night was talk about you. How sweet Rose is. How...
Wait a minute. Just who are you calling a skinny white boy?
I think she meant Michael.
You got that right.
Oh, it was easy.
Oh, shut up, Rose. Look, Mrs. Wagner...
Even for me.
Where is this Bush mania all of a sudden? This is a man you see, 5 times a year? A man you yourself describe as Fred Flintstone with a better car.
Well, I may say things like that, but the truth is, Mel makes me feel young.
Think about it, Blanche.
Oh, damn, I don't want that to happen.
Then I suggest you apologize.
I know Rebecca is a grown woman, but to me, she's still just a little girl. Now, how do you say I'm sorry to your own child? Especially after all...
I met Mr. Terrific.
Rose, don't be so quick to judge. I once thought I had met Mr. Terrific. Turned out there was also a Mrs. Terrific. I found myself ducking a Mr. Boz.
You don't understand. I really met Mr. Terrific at the mall. He was signing autographs.
And since you brought up Guam, why don't we talk about geography for a little bit?
You want to see some geography, lady? I'll show you some geography.
Whoa, Kovac!
You know what we call this on the planet Polar, huh? Oh, yeah, quit thinking, Mrs. School Teacher, like that's really gonna shut me up. What do I do now?
I've never told anybody this, but I had to transfer high schools because of a field hockey incident.
Rose, that was a terrible thing to do, dumping Blanche. I'm not going to be your partner.
Oh, no, I want you all to stay partners. I've already got another partner. I signed up with Olga Nielsen. Dorothy, you think Bert's gonna like this dress?
Oh, yeah. That plunging neckline will really show off his chest hair.
Well, the last time I wore this dress was at the 1972 presidential inauguration. I ended the evening dancing in the arms of the president. And the next morning I woke...
You know, she had me in her corner right up until the end. Hi, Ma. You want some tea?
Now I'm trying to...
I thee wed.
With this ring,
The farmer in the dell, the farmer in the dell, I love the dairy, oh, the farmer in the dell.
And I pledge my love and loyalty in the name of the Lord. Amen.
Look, they put in a bunk bed and a chair. Look, Dorothy, a chair. This isn't going to be so bad. This isn't going to be bad at all.
Yeah, well, I suppose.
Blanche, can we get out of here? It's starting to get dark.
You know, Dorothy, in some way...
Ball, which is being chaired this year by 35-year-old Blanche Devereaux. Twice.
I probably would have anyway, though.
Hey, I'm sorry I can't come see you this week.
On the plane and phoned it back in, and that became the cheesecake scene. Is that
cheesecake scene?
The first cheesecake scene, which is the same scene that we went and did at the Royal Variety Performance when we went over to
I
London.
did write a scene on a plane. I don't know if it was cheesecake, though.
No, it was the mirror.
Yeah, but it was all around.
Make 100 for half the money. So, of course, he got the contract. When the Navy came back to check on the progress 6 months later, they discovered there'd been a terrible misunderstanding. Phineas had made 100 Hoagie Heroes for $500,000. He claimed it came on the screen. I stood up and yelled, "My God, that's my father! That's him!" Rose, honey, you don't still actually believe that?
This is terrible. I wish it were over.
It will be soon.
I haven't been this scared since 1952, when St. Olaf's most active volcano threatened to erupt. Well, luckily, there were some Druid priests who were in town for the opening of Stonehenge land.
Okay, Queenie. I have to make salsa grandioso again, and this time I'm going to teach you how.
Ma, not the sauce, Ma. No. I mean, that takes weeks. There are 152 ingredients. I just don't have the time.
Dorothy, for 1,400 years, the women in our family have been handing this recipe down from mother to daughter.
I cannot accept this ring.
Because you loved him so much you didn't want to stand in the way of his career.
No, because it was a piece of cheap glass and the band was turning my finger green.
Well, no matter what your reasons were, you obviously made the right decision. He probably went on to a very successful career.
Sunshine Cadets, we learn you have to pay for your mistakes. This one's gonna cost you a 10-speed Schwinn.
Oh, Daisy, didn't the Sunshine Cadets teach you anything about honesty and decency and respect for your elders?
I think that was scheduled for the weekend camp out at Lake Wakataki.
And what we're dealing with here, my mother bought this man at a bus stop.
Jab, left, jab, jab, left.
Well, what are you doing? You don't know the first thing about boxing.
Please,
I used to be known as the Don King of Sicily. Of course, I used to wear my hair differently then.
No, the truth is, I don't have any magical powers. Boy, have I been stupid. I haven't felt this dumb since I found out William Conrad wasn't one guy in a jacket and another guy in a pair of pants. Reliable source.
Girls, do you realize what just happened?
Well, I know I've been having a very good time, and there wasn't even a man in the room. Do you think... Dorothy, did you have...
How could I? I mean, it always seemed to happen before I was in the room.
Blanche, you're out of bed. This is wonderful.
No, it is not wonderful.
All right, we're all in.
Fine. Welcome to the George Bush era. Me.
Sophia, why don't you run along? I need to talk to your daughter alone.
Sure. Whatever she says, I have an alibi.
So, Dorothy, I bet you love your mother a lot. Well, that depends. What has she done?
Of America.
Miles, she was in her 20s, and she had the most beautiful legs on the planet.
The second most beautiful.
Oh, Miles.
Rita Hayworth had a set of gams on her. Well, no, look, sweetheart, about the age thing.
About it. Seeing him push those little pigs around in a baby carriage. Getting hit with a bucket of confetti anytime you want. And sitting up there in the stands, watching him sweep that spotlight into a little circle, and thinking, that's my man.
Can I see you in the kitchen?
I don't know. Why don't you go in and find out?
Get in there. Go. Excuse us. I ought to have you horsewhipped.
I haven't even opened the damn box! I'm sorry. Leptazole.
You were there? Don't tell me where I went. I went to heaven. I saw the golden light and some angels in white robes with harps. I thought I was at Saks at Christmas. Then I saw your father.
Really?
He was surrounded by women. He's in heaven. Did you see God?
Bushman awaits. We rent the movie, we order some takeout, we talk about you. That's entertainment. I love that.
And we cuddle.
Sometimes we do more than cuddle. Sometimes you stay. That's the part I like the best, when you stay.
None of us is. We won't be better by then.
Fine, can I have your date?
Of course, Ma. You can have my date, my dress, and my dessert at the dinner. Just leave me alone with my thermometer and the one nostril I can breathe out of.
Great news, girls. I found my folk medicine book. It has a cure for everything.
I hope it has a cure for cranky. There's a lot of that.
Yes. Oh, so the contract is valid? Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Everything is on the up and up. He does have a fight scheduled. All we have to do is hire a cut man, but I can probably do that on my way back from the dry cleaners.
I'll be damned.
Dorothy, I want to tell you something, and this isn't the...
Left the old country 2 years ago and settled in St. Olaf. And then he sent for the rest of his family. First he brought his father over. We call him Big Sven, too.
Well, doesn't that get confusing, having two Big Svens?
There aren't, Blanche. There's Big Sven and Big Sven, too. Like Jaws and Jaws, too. The poor kid, a D-.
That's because substitute teachers aren't authorized to impose the death penalty. Well, since Blanche is having dinner with Jamie, we have a very important decision to make.
How about pizza?
Sounds great.
Should we go healthy and get whole wheat crust and low-fat foods? Where do you go to school, Michael?
Well, college isn't really my style. I attend the School of Life.
Really? A lot of people go there when they can't get accepted anywhere else.
Cute.
Oh, Bridget, I know you're hungry after your trip, honey. I fixed all your favorite things.
Oh, it looks delicious.
Wait a minute. Where are the little wooden...
Oh, hi, Dorothy.
Blanche, what's all that stuff?
Well, I know how down in the dumps we've both been since Rose moved out, so I thought I'd buy us a little something to cheer us up.
Oh, how sweet of you.
I know. This is for me. This is for me. This is for me.
I have a big announcement to make. As my mother has undoubtedly already told you, and the rest of Miami, for the past 6 months I've been seeing a doctor named Dennis.
That's your big announcement? You call your doctor by his first name?
Ma, he's her boyfriend. He just happens to be a doctor, okay?
Fine, what's the point?
I have.
You know, I think you have a point there, Rose.
Why, sure, you work with the senior citizens, you put in time at the daycare center, and you were the volunteer dummy for the fireman CPR class.
And don't forget that program was my idea, too. Well, maybe you're right. I might have a small chance. After all, besides you, who else is there?
On fork at dinner. I know. Tonight you said our differences don't matter. But they did before. And they will again. Blanche, knowing you has been one of the best things that's ever happened to me in my whole life. Remember that.
Jake.
Blanche. Goodbye, Blanche.
Vegan Frugen. It's a personal servant. It's the only way to make up for something like this. Oh, we've done it in my family for years. Ever since Uncle Ben lost Lars Olson's artificial leg. It was the day of the big 4-county toboggan race.
Driving away the birds with that noise. You know a real song?
Do you have a buck?
It had to be you.
That was Sal's favorite song.
It had to be you. It had to be you.
Can you believe it? She's been dancing with him for the last half hour.
Don't let it get to you, pussycat.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
All your whining is lousing up the happiest day of my life.
I know how to brush my teeth.
Good for you. Then you won't be rounded up by the cavity cops.
Oh, Dorothy, glad you're here. Meet Mr. Terrific.
Oh, Mr. Terrific. Meet Mrs. Severely Depressed.
Dorothy, what's wrong?
Oh, I just found out.
Bluff.
That was no bluff. I meant every word of it. I would love to have a chance to raise David. I might make up for the mess I made with Janet. I still wish you'd let us drive you to the airport.
Oh, my cab's already here. It's more than something you really want to do. Anyway, I've always regretted missing out on that one night of history. Oh, Blanche, I never got to see them. And the closest I'll ever get is Beatlemania. It's not really the Beatles, but it's an incredible simulation.
I have been hiding something from you. I can't tell you where he's been, but Miles is back. He's staying with me.
I understand, Rose. And don't worry about your secret. It won't go any further than me.
Now it's time to meet our new applicants and hear their lineage presentation. For us and the livestock.
You and the animals had the same doctor?
Sure. Worked out fine. Until the doctor started drinking hog liniment and tried to neuter the Swenson brothers.
If that's the doctor, tell him I have no insurance.
They gave you a towel at the hospital?
What hospital? You were born on a pinochle table at McSorley's bar. Hospital, like your father was a member of the Etna family. The closest he ever got to a hospital was when he came to deliver ice.
My guilt is not going to work.
You're right, Dorothy. I was like...
No, I mean in the center. See, there's just a slight flaw in my iris.
Oh, yes.
Blanche!
What are you doing here?
I live here.
You mean you and Blanche are roommates?
That's right. Now, what is going on?
Why, Patrick was just kind enough to drop by and help me rehearse my part in the play. That you two are complaining about. I'm the one who's going to suffer the most from this. With no air conditioning, I'll get all wilted and sweaty. No man will even talk to me. And even if one does, how am I going to get a date without a telephone?
The way you always do. Go sit in the bar without underwear.
Good evening! How are you?
Which I generally get applause.
Our next contestant is a family counselor. She originally hails from St. Olaf, Minnesota, where she was voted the girl most likely to get stuck in a tuba. Welcome, Rose Nyland!
There, will you promise you'll hold my hand the entire time?
Oh, Ma, are you really that scared?
No. I just want to make sure you're not grabbing at brochures behind my back.
And without Hare Krishnas asking for money. There were people everywhere, rushing off to catch trains, sitting on benches, browsing in the souvenir shop.
The souvenir shop?
Well, of course, Blanche. They were all buying T-shirts, you know, the ones that say, "Today is the first day of the end of your life."
Our paths crossed here so they could cheer us up. Excuse me, Mr. Clown, could you do something to put smiles on the faces of three gloomy Gusses?
Buzz off, lady. I'm on a cigarette break.
Because her mother was not in the Daughters of the Confederacy. Oh, how my heart went out to little Kathy Lee, standing there while our servants snickered at her servants. But Mama insisted I break off the friendship or I wouldn't get brand new riding boots for Christmas. So I did.
You'll just have to go on without me.
Go on without you. Honey, this is not a wagon train. This is a double date. It doesn't work that way. It's a both of us or nothing.
You'll just have to cancel your date, too.
Cancel my date with Larry? Oh, Dorothy, how long have you been... Mama accepted it, too. Along with a brand new Cadillac Eldorado for her birthday. You know, my family had a few dollars, and I loved them dearly, but when you get right down to it, basically they were trash.
I don't think my mother was planning on using the suntan lotion on the chicken. What do you mean you've made that mistake before?
President Bush is coming to dedicate the new senior citizen center down the street. The motorcade goes right by here.
So?
So, all the neighbors on the block will be out on their lawns. It'll be 100 degrees out.
Well, now that we know we can work our way out of jams, exactly how are we going to work our way out of this one?
You know, there's one thing we could do. We could get something to eat.
Can we concentrate? Seems like all we ever do around here is eat.
Maybe it's all you ever do.
Oh, excuse me. I forgot about it.
Too far away because I'm afraid they'll be painful. It's hardest on holidays or when I'm lying in bed alone at night. But remembering Charlie with you is wonderful. I'm glad I met you, buddy. But I don't love Speaker. Really?
Well, then somebody else do the talking.
Ladies, we're waiting.
Let me save everyone a lot of time here. My name is Frida Claxton. The tree is on my property, and I could care less if the city...
I remember half these photos. I don't remember Brooklyn. I don't even remember you going off to your senior prom.
Ma, I never went to my senior prom.
Actually, I did remember that, but why should I be the only one here to feel like crap?
She's right, Dorothy. Barbara is not very nice. I mean, she looks down on everybody except you, and that's only because you look up to her.
Oh, come on, now that is ridiculous,
You
Rose.
just don't notice how she uses her intelligence to make everybody else look stupid. Like tonight at supper when she asked us to pass the salt in Latin. Oh, I think she cares more about words.
Not yet.
Oh, what did I miss?
I think he has a right to know.
I told Rose the truth, Daddy. It's too soon for you to have a relationship.
You what?
No, wait, could I say something? Caroline, you think your daddy has become involved too soon after your poor mother?
I wanted to surprise you. Oh. Surprise! Oh, did you come all this way by yourself? No, I came with Becky.
Well, Becky, how do you do?
Oh, Rose, I had to see you again because I felt terrible about the way we left things.
Oh, so do I.
Oh, Rose, I owe you.
Checking in, Mom.
You two are sisters?
It's a long, involved, and somewhat sordid story. If you want to get a clearer picture, I suggest you rent the cassette of Chinatown.
Sophia, what's going on?
But I was not going to let it break us up. We are staying together. I don't care what happens. We are family. We are a team.
Come on, everybody, group hug.
What the hell is that for?
You're not getting into this bed, Stanley.
Then where am I supposed to sleep?
On the floor like any dog.
Fine. Just fine. Stan's Fornack doesn't have to beg a woman to get into bed. Women come to me.
Yeah, right after they get the approval number on your MasterCard.
I'll never understand what Jean doesn't see in the opposite sex, but hey, if that's what makes her happy, that's fine by me.
There's one other thing.
Jean thinks she's in love with Rose.
Rose? Jean has the hots for Rose? I don't believe it. I do not believe it.
Sneeze here.
And you need something new. Oh, I have this other handkerchief from St. Olaf. This one's never been used.
Thanks again, Rose.
And something borrowed. Dorothy, I want you to have my best bracelet.
Oh, blood.
Anybody. So do you love him?
I do, very much.
Well, good, because so do I.
You mean that, Blanche? Because Doug loves me for what I am, not for what he wants me to be or wishes I were.
I guess I deserve that.
I guess you do.
Well, Clay, this is very difficult for me.
Trillo, Ma, this is Marguerite.
I'm pleased to meet you. Won't you join us?
Yeah, and pour me some of that champagne. I never know if I'm going to make it to New Year's. So what are we celebrating? Did the Supremes get back together?
Ma, you know, I really think you should go and lie down. Maybe you're right.
I'll call you in a few weeks.
Okay. Wait a minute.
And tailing me at the supermarket. Now, enough is enough. You have an unhealthy, obsessive love for me. Honey, you need professional help.
Mrs. Devereaux, I don't have those feelings for you.
Oh.
Rose has got to find some new role models. Straight.
Well, if there are no more questions, I'll order some blood work.
I have a question.
Of course, Mrs. Petrillo.
When I order at Feng Chao's and say no MSG, do they really put it in anyway?
Did you see it?
Well, Dorothy, to be fair, one of them was Stan.
Do I sense a tinge of envy there, Miss Going, Gone for $25.50?
You can't put a price tag on beauty, Dorothy.
Oh, sure you can.
Jammed up. Who knows? I could only find one person who spoke English, and he tried to blame me personally for the Bay of Pigs. How'd you get home? I took the bus the other way. That's when I also noticed that they changed the name of the number 10 bus to the number 7. I'm going to write David Horowitz.
Sophia, I think you got on the wrong bus.
Maybe I did, but I'm gonna write.
We always keep it. Honey, the table looked fine, but with her complexion, those yellow garden lights make Dorothy look like Eric Severide.
Without St. Dominic, Sophia Petrillo feels lucky tonight.
Oh, right. Tonight's the big bingo game, isn't it?
The biggest, and I got my lucky handkerchief I can't lose.
Where did you find it?
In my bra.
Seat pockets for the safety information in the unlikely event of a mishap during our flight.
Mishap? What does she mean? What does she mean by mishap?
She means like bad movies or cold food or running out of ice. Running out of gas.
Oh, my God.
Well, you just calm down. He'll drink some champagne.
I don't like champagne.
Does Ken know how you feel?
He asked me how I felt, if I had a good time, and I had to tell him the truth. I just didn't fit in with the other clowns' wives.
Dorothy, I've been thinking it might help you get your mind off this Ken thing for a while. Why don't you join our...
I'll be helping you. Enrique will get involved and put you on TV only if your age discrimination case gets really ugly and the company tries to discredit you, drag your name through the mud, and make you look stupid.
I guess we can only hope.
Okay, I'll need to get some information from you.
Terry, boy, understand none.
I'll start loading the car.
Don't take any of that. That's the pile I'm keeping here. All of this? Well, I can't part with those things. They're all so special to me.
What's so special about this?
Oh, look, Ma. I'm gonna... Oh, I'm okay.
Mommy, I want Mommy. But the teacher told me to go, so I did. And I left you there, screaming, crying, with the tears pouring down your face.
I guess all kids go through that the first day of school.
No, you were the only one. It took a good half hour to calm you down, but that didn't last long.
What happened?
Gloria, and of course, his new bride, Candy. I failed to protect my client, but I am determined, with your help, to solve these crimes and bring the murderer to justice.
Maybe that bloody dagger will lead us to the murder weapon. A reliable source.
Oh, girls, do you realize what just happened?
Well, I know. I've been having a very good time, and there wasn't even a man in the room.
Do you think...
irony.